What does CityLink, Vic Schools Ultranet and Mikey have in common? The answer, according to the recent Auditor-General's report, is that all three have managed to bypass the government's own project review process. This poor planning is affecting all Victorians. Rebecca Warbridge is a Year 3 primary school teacher in Melbourne. Rebecca is frustrated by the Victorian government's new computer system, known as the Ultranet.
The way that I kind of explain it to my friends who don't know about it is, it's kind of like a G-rated version of Facebook, if that makes sense. So you can upload videos, you can upload photos and things like that. It's really slow and you have to do it one at a time, but you can do it.
But it soon became clear that the Ultranet would not deliver on its promise.
You could not log on because everyone was trying to access it all at once. It crashed because there was teachers from all over Victoria trying to log on to this one thing at the one time and it couldn't cope. In our school, where we have probably like 30 odd staff, only probably about 4 were using it effectively in their classroom. The rest kind of just doing it because they were told that they had to because it's what the department was putting in place. We don't want the parents to become involved in it because we don't want them logging on and seeing an empty page or an empty space, because what's the point? Because it wasn't being implemented fully and it wasn't being used properly, it lost its purpose.
A red, amber, green rating is used in the Gateway reports to indicate the overall assessment of the project. The colours relate to the review team's confidence that project outcomes will be delivered. In fact, according to the report, no single project has completed the full suite of Gateway reviews since its introduction in 2003. Alan March, an expert in planning, governance and urban design at Melbourne University, is concerned that political expediency is to blame for Rebecca's frustration.
These projects are not just planning projects, they are political projects. Governments are very interested in showing results, so for them politically it makes a lot of sense to have a list of things that they've achieved. If you stop the big projects, then you start to have greater levels of unemployment and there is less money flowing around the local economies. Political cycles don't follow the same cycles as projects do. If you make something go slowly to run a good process, you might stand the chance that the next government will not follow through. I think the solution is to not tie the projects to political decision makers.
Gosh, it's been that long, I don't even know if I know my code, my password anymore.
Sometimes politics can play such a strong role that projects like the Mikey can skip the Gateway review process altogether.
Sophie Stirrup, a lecturer at the University of Melbourne, worked on the $26 billion privatisation of the Victorian energy industry. She thinks the Gateway process needs teeth if it's to have any effect success of projects.
So the last element, which is to assess the project against its benefits, is massively problematic. If the government wants to have a process whereby projects can't go ahead without getting green lights in the Gateway program, then they have to give the Gateway program the proper authority to put a stop to projects. So, I mean, you're not going to unbuild a hospital.
If they had produced an effective product or an effective, technology or whatever you want to call it, then it wouldn't have had the problems that it had. So it's really interesting. You can say that they can't do things, but in the classroom all the time, I try things and they stuff up and I go, well, I'm never doing that again. You've got to make mistakes. It's a general human race. People make mistakes, you stuff up, you make decisions that are dodgy all the time, right?
For the sake of the public, let's hope the Victorian government can learn from its mistakes.